Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a college related video, which are some of my favorite videos to do in the summertime, and if you've watched my channel for a while, you probably already know that. So today's video is going to be completely focused on my major, which is business focused in marketing, and I actually got this request from another person. They requested on another video that I do a video just completely dedicated to the major of marketing because they said that when they were looking on YouTube they couldn't find any videos on this. So I YouTube searched it and I didn't really find any super helpful videos. There were a few, but nothing super detailed. So I wanted to sit down and just tell you all everything I know about my major and kind of my experience with college and all of the classes that I've taken this far. I'm going to go through and read you all every class that I've taken, all the classes I still have to take, and kind of what it consists of, so that if you were looking into becoming a marketing major that you would kind of know what to expect. And then I'm also going to touch a little bit on the types of careers that you can have with a bachelor's in marketing. Okay, so first off, I'm going to give you all a little bit of background on my college experience, kind of like what I did, and then we'll go into the classes that I've taken. So if you've not watched any of my videos, you wouldn't know this, but I have mentioned it before. But I did spend my first 2 years of college at a community college. I know that that's not for everybody. A lot of people like to go straight to a university, and that's totally fine too, but I am happy with that decision that I made. I think that it worked out really good for me. I saved some money those first 2 years, and it gave me a little bit of time to grow up and feel a little bit more confident about leaving home and going and living like semi on my own. So I'm really happy that I did that. So in those first 2 years I did end up getting my associate degree, and you don't have to get an associate degree at a 2-year institution before transferring. You can just get some of your basic classes and then go ahead and transfer, but for me, I was already close enough to getting my associate degree that I just had to take like maybe one more class, and I just thought that it would be crazy not to. So I did get my associate degree, and mine is an Associates of Art, which is basically what they told me that you probably should do if you're wanting a degree just to transfer. So there's an Associate in Science and an Associate in Art. Those are the two main ones at the community college that I went to. And then they also have focused associate degrees in specific areas like business and technology and things like that. So I guess I could have done one in business, but they told me that a lot of times when people transfer, they just go for the associate in art because it will block out all of your basic classes when you get to the university. But while I was there, I also did take a few classes that worked towards my business prerequisite classes, which are like the first few business classes you have to have that are a lower level class. I could have taken more, but I actually didn't decide what I wanted to do until a little bit later in college. So I didn't have a chance to take as many as I could have at my community college, but it would have been helpful if I had started out knowing what I wanted to do. I could have taken more business related classes at the community college. So now I am getting ready to start my last year of college, and I'm so excited. So at this point I've had 2 years of community college, gotten my associate degree, and I finished my first year at the university that I transferred to, which was the first year of actually like diving into the marketing field, and I really enjoyed it. So I feel like now I actually have enough information to really talk about it. So now that you kind of know background on like my college experience this far, I'm going to read off the classes that I've taken pertaining to my degree. So I'm just looking at my program requirements here on my laptop, and I'm going to just go through all of them. So these are the classes that are specifically focused in business and business marketing. The first one is business communication. This is a class that was all focused on how you communicate in business properly, like what is the correct way to send emails to your business associates or employees, the correct way to give speeches, like how you should present yourself. It was just all about communication in the business place specifically rather than communication in general. And then the next class that is part of those business qualifying classes is a marketing class. This was just introduction to marketing. This basically is a very broad overview of marketing in general, and it's just going to kind of give you an idea of if you like it, and also it kind of just skims over all the different sections like advertising, service marketing, things like that. And then the next one I had to have was Principles of Management, which is also kind of like Introduction to Management. And every business major has to have both of those. Even if I'm not a management major, you have to have Introduction to Management, because I think at some level you're going to need to know at least something about management, even if you're a marketing major. So management was like just the same as marketing, but a broad overview of management. And then the last class that you had to have for a business qualifying class was Introduction to Computers, and I actually took that at the community college, so that was good that I got that out of the way on a smaller scale college, because it was a little bit easier, a little bit more one-on-one. And that was just basically like a Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Excel, basically covering all of Microsoft Suite and kind of teaching you how to use those. Then the next category under the heading of my business classes is business prerequisites, and these are all also classes that are kind of prerequisites to other classes, but they're not as simplistic as the first four. The first one is financial accounting, and I just wanted to quickly mention, when I went into marketing, when I first decided, I honestly for some reason didn't think I was going to have accounting. And I really don't like math, but if you're going into marketing or management thinking that you're not going to have to take math classes again, you're wrong, because there are 2 accounting classes and a couple other classes that do involve math. That's just kind of part of business, and I've learned that if I just really put more energy into those, that I'm fine. But you don't get out of math just by being a marketing or a management major. Like, I thought as long as you weren't an accounting major, that was kind of stupid of me, I guess, but you do have to take math. So in financial accounting, you basically go over and learn a lot of the terms associated with accounting, such as like accounts payable, overhead, balance sheet, different things like capital, cash flow, assets, accounts payable. I took some notes on my computer because I didn't want to forget. But just a lot of the different terms that are involved in accounting and that are involved in business in general. And then you also learn how to like balance a balance sheet. You'll learn how to figure out the net income of a business, profit and loss statements, and just kind of, I guess, like what they consider the basics of accounting. Next class under the heading of business prerequisites is Principles of Managerial Accounting, which is the second accounting class that I took, and that was just a little bit more in depth on all of these topics. It's been a little while since I took the first accounting class, the financial accounting. I don't remember there being a really big difference in the actual content. I think that managerial was just a little bit more in depth, if I remember that right. And the next one was Introduction to Business Law. And this was a class that I thought was really, really interesting. I enjoyed it. I did, when I first started out going to college, think that I wanted to go to law school, and that's kind of still a possibility in my mind. I still have time to sign up for the LSAT, and I'm kind of thinking about that, but I don't want to do something that I know I'm not passionate about, and I don't really think that that's something I'm super, super interested in. But business law was actually interesting to me because it was specific laws regarding business and things like that, and it was just stuff that I could see me applying to a future career, and it made sense to me because I do think that I'm more business minded as opposed to actually being a lawyer, but I did like that class. Then the next class in the business prerequisites was Principles in Macroeconomics, so it's just basically economics on a large scale. And then I also had to have Principles of Microeconomics, which is the opposite, and that is economics on a small scale. And both of those classes will cover like supply and demand, elasticity and inelasticity of demand, and just kind of how the supply that you have of a product or the demand for it affects the price. But like I said, it's one's on a large and one's on a small scale. Then we get into a different section under my business classes, and this is the upper core BBA. So these are the upper core classes that I'm required to take to be on track for my bachelor's degree. Now, as I read all of these to you, I haven't taken all of these classes because I do still have 2 semesters left. The first one is Management Information Systems, and I have taken that one, and that was another computer class that was basically all about technology, but it wasn't as much focused on Microsoft as it was learning about how management, information, and like technology plays into the business field. The next one is Business Finance, and I actually haven't taken that one yet. I'm about to take it this next semester, which is the fall of 2016 semester that I'm getting ready to start, but I haven't taken that one yet. Then there is quantitative analysis for business. I took that last semester, and that was probably one of the hardest classes that I've taken in college this far. And it's basically like a really amped up statistics class. I've had statistics before at the community college, but it was just a basic statistics. And quantitative was a little bit of a higher level, and it was very complicated, I thought, personally. But I did get through it, and it was fine. But I didn't like that class. It's probably like my hardest and maybe least favorite class that I've taken so far. The next class is Entrepreneurship and Innovation, and this is actually the class that I'm in right now as we speak. I'm taking it as a summer class. I forgot to mention this earlier, but I did take 2 classes this summer. I took one in the month of June, and then I'm in one right now. I'm actually in Entrepreneurship and Innovation as we speak, and I'm kind of interested in it. I think it's a cool class. It's basically all about the concept of becoming an entrepreneur, what it takes as in like personality traits, and then what it takes as in like what you would actually have to do and sacrifice, and also what you would gain from being an entrepreneur. We're doing like a business plan right now. It's a group project. We have to come up with a new business and basically fill out an entire business plan as if we were really trying to launch this business. So it's really interesting. Then there's ethical decision making in business, and that is the class that I just finished in June, and that was a really good class as well. It was all about, as it says, just ethics in business, and you learn about like ethical theories in business. So like ways that managers can run their business ethically, and different theories behind what makes right and wrong basically in business. The next class is Operation and Service Management, and I haven't had that class yet. And then there's also International Business, which I haven't taken yet. But of course, International Business, that's kind of self-explanatory. I assume it will just talk about business all over the world instead of just in the United States. Then there's Leadership Development. I'm actually enrolled in that class for next semester as well. And then there's a regular statistics class, which I did take at the community college, and I didn't dislike it near as much as the quantitative one. The next section is my track requirements, which are basically classes that fall under the marketing umbrella, that if you weren't a marketing major specifically, you're just a management major or another type of business major, you wouldn't have to have these classes. And I've only taken one of these classes so far because it's just 4 classes, and these are of course kind of saved for your senior year. So the first one is Consumer Behavior, which I haven't had yet. Then there is Services Marketing, which I had last semester, and that's all about the marketing of services where you don't actually receive a tangible product. It's like UPS or a mail service or paying like to rent a car, because you don't keep the car, you're just paying for that service. Then the next class is Marketing Research and Analysis. I haven't had that. And then Marketing Strategies, and I've not had either one of those. Then you have electives. That is the next category. And I have had 3 of these, and you only have to have 5 electives, and I'm signed up for the other 2 electives for next semester, so I will have all my marketing electives done. I'll go ahead and mention the 3 electives that I've already taken. The first one is Sustainable Marketing, which is kind of like, it's related to green marketing, which is kind of like marketing which is better for the environment. And then I also had Retail Marketing, which is of course focused on retail sales and retail stores, which was really interesting. That's probably my favorite and like most interesting class that I've had so far, because that's kind of the field that I'm interested in. And then I also had Advertising Principles, which was also really interesting because it's kind of a creative side of marketing. Then the 2 that I'm signed up for next semester that I haven't had yet. The first one I'm really excited about, and I have like really high hopes that it's going to be a good class, and that's e-marketing and social networking, and I think that that's going to be really good. I think I'm going to be interested in that one. And then the other one is Marketing Strategies of Small Business, which I think will be interesting as well. So that's all of the classes for my degree besides one. That is the last class I'm going to talk about, which is a capstone course, and it's usually taken in your last semester of trying to receive your bachelor's degree. And basically a capstone class is a chance for students to take all that they've learned from their major and kind of demonstrate it and apply it to like real world things. So mine's marketing, so of course my capstone will have something to do with marketing or just business in general, and I'll kind of take everything I've learned from like economics, accounting, marketing, management, all those different things, and put it into usually like a project or something. So I also have to take that capstone class in my last semester. But that's basically all the classes that I wanted to talk about. That's all the classes I've taken so far and the ones that I will have to have in order for me to graduate. So currently I still need 10 classes after this summer class, so not counting the one that I'm in right now. I need 10 classes still to obtain my bachelor's degree. So I could have done that doing like 5 classes the first semester and 5 the second semester, but I kind of wanted to leave my last semester, which is the second one, a little bit open in case that I have to drop a class or something. So this coming semester I'm going to be taking 6 classes, which is 18 credit hours, so that my last semester I'll just have 4 classes, which is 12 credit hours. And the reason I'm doing that is, like I said, in case it gets just too hard this semester, or just something happens and I have to retake something, or I have to drop something, or something just comes up that I'm not anticipating, then I'll have like 2 open slots in that last semester. So I could have done 5 and 5 and balanced it out, but I'm going to try and do 6 and 4 just in case of an emergency or something, so that I can still for sure graduate on time. So that's basically everything I have to tell you all, specifically about like what I've taken so far, what I still have to do. I just quickly wanted to talk about the types of careers that you can have in marketing, because a lot of people, when they ask me what I'm doing and I tell them I'm a marketing major, they kind of just look at me like that they don't understand what I'm doing, or like that it's like a meaningless major, and I guess it's because they can't like pinpoint a certain job that you can have with it. Like if you're an education major, you're of course going to be a teacher, and if you're pre-med, you probably want to go to medical school. You know, a lot of majors have like a specific job that go with them, but a marketing major can of course do a lot of different things, because I'm still a business major, it's just focused in marketing. So I just took some notes of some things I was thinking of, jobs that you could get with a bachelor's degree in marketing. So you could work in advertising, so that would be like print ads in newspapers, magazines, and different things like that, which is kind of just getting the name of your company out there, advertising it. You could do brand management, which would kind of be like you would be the manager of a specific brand, and you would kind of focus on marketing that specific brand. You can do e-marketing, which is basically just marketing on the internet, which is obviously something that is like big and very up and coming. You can do mobile marketing or social media marketing, 2 things that I'm really interested in, and I think are going to kind of be something that I'm going to want to look into for my career. I really like that, and I think that especially with the way things are going, technology is just going to keep getting bigger, so it's so much innovation in the marketing field. Jobs are just going to keep changing and opening up, because the way that we like sell products and stuff is like changing so fast, and it's just all becoming online, and I think that that's cool, and I like the idea of being able to maybe have like an online job. You can work in public relations, which is basically just maintaining the image of a corporation or of a specific person, a specific brand, a specific product, which I think that that would kind of be cool as well, but it might be kind of like hard to constantly be talking up a specific brand or company, but I do think that that would be a pretty cool job. Then I also wrote down some of the things that you might not think of, and things that I probably wouldn't think of right off the bat with a marketing major, but things that I'm really interested in. If you're more into the side of creative marketing, which kind of goes towards advertising and like creating the ads and things like that, you can definitely work in like the fashion sector of marketing, because there is constantly cool marketing jobs and things like that to do with fashion. You can do graphic design. I know that there are specific graphic design degrees, but I know that a lot of marketing majors do kind of go into that, because it does go hand in hand, of course, with advertising. And then you can also do like event planning, or you could be like a purchasing agent for like a magazine or something like that, where you purchase ad space. So those are kind of just a few of the random jobs that I was like thinking would go hand in hand with a marketing degree. And if you really want to like pinpoint down what you could do with your degree, then those are some things that you could look into. Then the last thing I'm going to talk about is just kind of what I plan to do, or what I would hope that I could do, because honestly, when I graduate, if I can just find a good job with something to do with my major, I would probably take it if it's like in the location that I want and things like that. I'm probably not going to be super picky, especially at first, but I would of course love to work in cosmetic marketing. That's kind of the goal, either cosmetic beauty or like clothing or something along those lines, just something I would be interested in, I would kind of like to work with a company like that, or with any company involved in like a social media marketing campaign. I would love to be the person that advertises these brands on like Instagram and Snapchat and just all these cool things, because honestly, like I said earlier, that's really what it's coming to. I think that the best promotion for brands is Twitter and Instagram and like talking with their customers, because they can really communicate, whereas like print advertising is like all one-sided that you can't really communicate back with them, and social media is just so it's such an interpersonal communication, and I would love to work in social media marketing for like any type of company. I just think that would be really, really cool. But I also wanted to mention, I'm planning on, as of right now, I'm planning, unless something changes or something like that, I'm probably going to go on and get my MBA, which is a Master's in Business Administration. And that way, if I don't end up wanting to do something specifically tailored to marketing, I do have my Master's in Business, and I can just do maybe something in an upper level of business management for any type of corporation or healthcare. I could focus in healthcare, I could focus in public administration, which would be like government jobs and things like that. There's a lot of different ways you could go with that, but I probably will go ahead and go on and get my Master's. I know that the MBA program at my college is just a 30-hour program, so it's just going to be one more year after I get my bachelor's degree, so it kind of seems crazy for me not to go on and do that. So I do plan on doing that as of right now if nothing changes. That would like broaden your field of job prospects even more. So I just wanted to quickly mention that at the end of this video. So that's everything that I wanted to talk about. I feel like I've been talking forever, and I hope this video isn't super long and boring. I know it's going to be very long because I can already see that I've filmed like 40 some minutes, but I'm probably not going to cut it down. I feel like a lot of the stuff I said is really important, and when I was looking into picking my major, I would have loved to have known all of this, because I didn't even really know what I was doing. I kind of just read some things online and then like dived in blindly, and I would have loved to sit down with someone who was doing what I wanted to do and really hear like the type of classes and stuff like that that I would be getting myself into. So if you're interested in business or you're interested in marketing, I hope that this video has been helpful for you guys, and I hope that I haven't just bored you to death by rambling on. But like I said, I wouldn't have mentioned any of that if I wasn't thinking that it would be helpful. And I of course don't know everything to do with marketing. Not at all. I'm just still a college student, really still learning. I don't know near as much as some people, I'm sure, but I just wanted to kind of give you all like a real perspective on it from just an average college student that is taking these classes. So once again, I hope that this was helpful for someone. If you have any more marketing or business or college related questions, leave them down below and I'll just go ahead and reply with the answer, because I know that there's probably something that someone would like to know and I might know the answer to, I might not, but that I've not touched on, because I definitely couldn't touch on everything. I tried to touch on like what I thought that was important and I would have wanted to know. But if you have any more questions, leave them down below and I'll try my best to answer them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next jam-packed July video.